Hey guys, welcome back. Gonna start a new series, and in today's video, we're looking at Gaslands. That's right. Seems like everybody else is into it. Seems like it's pretty fun. I love doing all kinds of terrain, dioramas. I love vehicles. So what better than to play a game that has to do with vehicles, being able to build terrain, and hopefully having a bit of fun. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully you guys give it a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comments if there's stuff that you want to see me build. So, let's get to the video. Howdy guys, welcome to the cave. I'm Mark, and you're watching Blue Street Customs. Okay guys, so today I got this book here from Amazon. It was like 28 bucks, pretty cheap. I've been reading through it, you know, learning the game, different things like that. In the back of the book, they got things like your hazard tokens, your vote tokens, ammo tokens, your pole position, all these different cards, things like that. Then there's all your templates and stuff for movement rate and range of guns and stuff like that. So I'm going to photocopy these things out at some point in time. I'm going to see if there's a way that I can make these out of resin and go from there, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'll just cut them out, put them on cardstock. Who knows? I'm going to figure something out. So we got something a little better than a piece of paper because, well, kind of can't cut this out without wrecking this one, right? Kind of dopey how they did that, but whatever. Same thing with all your different stat sheets. You know, if you're D&D, it'd be a character sheet type thing for your different vehicles. So I was actually thinking of going to the dollar store and maybe picking up some sort of whiteboards. You can pick them up at the dollar store, you know, little dry erasers, things like that. Maybe if I can cut them up, cut them to this size, maybe a little bigger, draw this on with a permanent marker, and then you can just use your white eraser to use them over and over. All right, so that's the gist of this stuff here. As far as the markers, what I'm thinking of doing is either using this molding stuff, and you've seen me do a review on this. You've probably seen it in mail time. I get this stuff from Amazon. I think you can also get it from Banggood. If I can find a link for it again, I'll put it down in the description. Also, if you haven't seen that video, I'll put it up in the top corner here. You can go check out that video of what I think of this stuff. Actually works pretty good. So, either way, I'm going to have to make what they call a buck and make a negative of the buck to use it for resin. Now, I could also use polymer clay, right? So I can roll this out into like a snake form. I can then shape it to be kind of like this instead of octagon, or not, yeah, hexagon, right? Yeah, hexagon. Instead of being hexagon shaped, we'll make them round, right? Ammo, same thing. I can either make a snake and flatten it out so it looks more squarish like this, cut little pieces, whichever. This here, I'd probably just roll it out flat, you know, and then just use a knife, cut up triangles. I could probably do the same thing for that. I don't know. Maybe this here, I can use my sculpting tools to, you know, make little indents on them, like a star or whatever. You know, I can decorate them somehow, you know. And then with this stuff here, once you got what you want, you just throw it in the oven for the allotted time on the instructions and bake them. Done. You know, easy, light, cheap. But anyways, so I'm going to get started. Enough talking about this stuff here. I'll probably start out by figuring out what I want to make. Do I want to start making the gates? Some sort of gate? Now, if I'm going to do that, I saw one of my buddies do it here, Quinian's Budget Craft. Great YouTube channel. Got to check it out. I'll put a link in the description for that. He made a pretty wicked starting gate. Has LEDs, all kinds of stuff. Looks awesome. I might take some tips and pointers from that, make my own type of design, maybe use a little bit of his. Either way, check out his channel. Stay tuned for what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to start off by making the starting gate first. Now, what I've got here is I've got a bunch of this stuff, okay? And it's basically a plastic cardboard, right? Now, I don't know if you can see it here. You kind of see the ribs in it, all right? So what I want to do is take a bunch of this and kind of build something similar to Quinian's starting gate, where he did like a steel scaffolding structure style kind of thing. What I'm thinking is, because this has this look to it, I think it would make pretty neat containers, like on CN trains and stuff, right? The container boxes. So if I were to make them standing up, you know, 4 sides, nice little 2 containers, and then maybe one across the top, you know, be kind of a neat looking thing. Maybe a couple smaller ones as supports on the sides from that, you know. And of course, being that they're boxes, if I decide to do any type of lighting or anything like that, I've got space to hide stuff inside of. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to start off with the main gate, because without the main gate, you can't even play the game, right? So you need gate 1. I've got a couple ideas here for the other gates. Let me know what you think of this. These here are those little planters that you can get from, you know, your garden stores, things like that. And I was saying if I were to cut these off, paint them up to make them look like concrete or something like that, they could be 2 concrete pillars, one on each side. Maybe with this slot, use a little bit of balsa wood or cardstock or something and kind of make a bit of an arch, banners or something like that, or light poles, who knows, whatever, right? So of course you need, I've seen everything from 3 to 5 gates. I think the common is 4 gates that you need. You need your start and then your other 3, one's a finish. So yeah, I think if I do 1 gate here, here's 3 more gates. You know, you can paint them up like concrete, you know, because they are a nice, thin, cheap plastic. You can easily take a lighter to them or something or whatever. Might have to fill them up with something to make them a little stronger. Maybe some expanding spray foam or something like that. Give them a little more strength to them. But they'd be nice and light. You don't have to worry about carrying too much stuff around. So I'm going to get some materials out here. And then I'm going to start cutting things up and show you how the progress goes. Hey guys, so this stuff here, I measured it out. I found a cheap Hot Wheels rig, and kind of did a rough measurement of what a trailer box or container box would be the size of. You know, this one's a little wider, but that's okay. It's just for making the columns. So what it is, I measured them all out for the length, cut it off, then I measured for the width, cut them up. Now once you go all the way, pretty much all the way through, I mean, you can continue cutting this way. I just find it easier that if you fold it in half, give it a light score on this side, and pretty much just falls right through. Done. Now as you can see, there is a hole. There are holes right through. I mean, you can fill that in, whatever. You'll get a little bit of a lip on this side. Just to get rid of that, light sanding with either some sandpaper or like a nail file or something like that, sanding stick. Just gets rid of that bumpy edge. Simple as that. Now you're probably wondering where I got mine or where you guys can get stuff like this. You can order it on Amazon. I get this stuff for free. Best place to get it for free, go to your local hardware store, grocery store. This stuff is used for making signs, okay? So I went to my local lumber store, and you can ask them for old poster board, you know, that they've had posters up on the walls. You'll see them on the grocery stores, and all kinds of places have this type of stuff, or, you know, should have anyways, depending on what they use for materials to make their posters. Now, some also, okay, like I said, these are just poster signs, you know. So you check out your local stores, ask them for old signs that they don't need anymore. Sometimes they'll recycle them, but I mean, you might have to check out a few different stores to find some that they'll give to you. Now also, some of the stores in our area here in Canada have signs like this, right? Now this stuff is just a thick, what do you call this, polystyrene, right? Basically the same stuff they use to make car models, or, you know, half of the Gundams and all that stuff. It's the same extruded plastic, and it's just a flat sign. It's also good for building this type of stuff. You can cut it and score it. Breaks fairly easy. Give it a light sand, get rid of the sharp edge. You can make little strips out of it. I mean, the smaller you go, you probably need a pair of pliers. Now, some stores will have thicker stuff than other stores. You know, look around. But I mean, I'm not scoring it very hard, not even halfway deep. Like I said, you might need a pair of pliers, but I mean, it's coming apart. Of course, if you give it more scores, it's going to be easier to bend and break off. Just like that. So I'm going to kind of do the same thing to make the ribbing around the sides. You know, I'll probably cut up, because there's going to be a bottom one, so I want to cover this stuff up. Make it look more like a container box, right? And of course, it's plastic, so you can easily prime this stuff, no problem. Great stuff to have. If the stores in your area have these types of signs, they're great, because, I mean, it's usually free, because once they're painted and the sale or whatever that was put on it for a sign is no longer, the signs are no longer any good to the stores, so they'll either ship it to recycling, or it's sitting in their back warehouse taking up space. Probably more likely to just give it to you. Then you can make different things like this stuff here. If you cut a piece off, now you can make yourself like C-channel. You can cut it into strips to make the same type of thing. You can put some of your signboards in it. You know, now it trims it out nice. Right? Lots you can do. Lots and lots you can do. Very versatile stuff. So, with this stuff here, you can use the Tamiya glue or any type of model glue, because it is a type of styrene. Hot glue works just fine. 5-minute epoxy, anything like that. So I'm going to finish sanding these up, cleaning them up, and then I'm going to hot glue them together into the shape I want. When I've got that, I'll be back. Okay, so there you go. A quick and easy container. Now, of course, you could do the ends better. You could make them look like the doors and stuff, you know, if they were sitting down like this. Now, you prime this with any type of, you know, aerosol spray primer or airbrush primer, whichever, for styrene. And then you can paint it normally the way you would. Since these are going to be like columns for the gateway, I'm going to build another one that's going to go across the top. Now that one I might have to build a little longer, you know, because it's saying that it should be about 18 centimeters inside the gate. Let's go this way. There we go. So 18 centimeters. This isn't quite 18 centimeters, so I'll have to build one that's a little bit longer so that it can sit on top. So I'm going to need an extra 3.5 centimeters per side. So yeah, I'm going to build 2 more of these. When I'm done, I'll come back and show you. And then we'll get them primed up and we can start painting and weathering them. So, give me a few minutes. I'll be right back. Hey guys. So, I went and primed these ones. You know, not too bad. I noticed the green ink that was on these corrugated boards. This green ink that they use had a reaction with my primer, which isn't a big deal for this, but it might be something that you might have to stay aware that if you guys pick some of this stuff up, maybe figure out a way to get rid of that ink. I don't know, maybe some acetone. Careful, it will eat the plastic. Maybe some sort of paint thinner might do the same thing, but something, maybe sand it or something like that. Or just be aware, you might have to sand it afterwards, give it another coat of primer. So I've got 2 of these. I don't know if you can see that texture or not, how it reacted to it. I mean, on the white plastic, no problem. You know, not a big deal. Okay, so I went, instead of making one long one, because this has to be 18 centimeters. Careful what I'm doing here. Screw up all my stuff. Anyways, has to be 18 centimeters between the gate, according to the rule book. These are going to be the gates. I didn't want to make one long one so it can sit on top. So I decided to make 2 shorter ones. And these ones here will get set on top. Now, I also went along and took some, what was it, 1mm rod, styrene rod. I don't know if you can see that, freaking tiny. Cut some of those up, a 0.5mm sheet. This stuff here, styrene, it's only 0.5 of a millimeter. Cut up some stuff to simulate hinges, and then I just shaved down some of this thicker stuff. You know, cut up a couple small pieces. All right, I don't know if you can see that. There we go. A couple small pieces and shaved it down even smaller. And that is this. I don't know if I can get it close enough to focus with this thing. Anyways, you can kind of see there, top of the hinges, the handles, bottom hinges. Now I'll probably scribe a line in here to make it look like 2 doors. This side I'm not worried about. Normally one end is blocked off anyways, but I'm going to do the other one on here. Now I also went along and took some of this this corrugated plastic. I made some I-beams. Camera will focus on that, kind of, sort of. But anyways, so what I wanted to do with these things was simulate I-beams going across. 2, maybe 3 of them, I don't know yet. And then these things will sit on top, kind of like so. So we'll have something that looks like this. Right? It's got the I-beams underneath, 2 containers sitting on top, and that's what it'll be. So I'm going to finish up doing this container here, the same as this one with the doors and the hinges. Then I'm going to prime these. Then it'll be time for assembly. At that point, we'll see how much footage I got. Maybe assembly might be another video, but we'll see. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry. Then I'm going to prime them up, and then we'll go from there. So I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, guys. Well, here's the deal. I got these 2 long ones done, right? They're going to be there. I got these 2 done. Got them done up with the doors. Now I still got to scribe down the center, like I said. When I prime these, I forgot to prime some of the I-beams that I made, you know, these here. So I'm doing that right now, so I'll have that ready. These here are going to go on top, and the I-beams will go from side to side and help support that. So I looked at the footage. I've got lots for now. So in the next video, I'm going to paint these. The I-beams will be done, and we'll assemble it. Probably do some add-on stuff, you know, make gating or something, decorations, something, whatever. Maybe some bullet holes, things like that. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification. Make sure you stay tuned, because so far this is looking pretty damn good, and I don't want you guys to miss anything. Links will be in the description for my Instagram and for my Facebook. Go check those out because I'll try to post things there as well. Also, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think of this so far. Tell me what other type of terrain you'd want to see me build for Gaslands. I got a bunch of other stuff coming up. I picked up some more stuff today at the dollar store. We're going to have a good time doing this, so make sure you stay tuned. So until then, later.